The subject of today's video is one of my favorite players in the 2022 NFL Draft, and he also has one of the best stories. At one point, he wasn't even rated as a recruit, but took a leap of faith and found himself becoming one of the top junior college players in the country. With that came an extreme amount of hype, and when he arrived at Georgia, everyone thought this guy was going to be the next big thing. When it didn't work out, he decided to transfer again, and thankfully, due to him banking on himself and his insane work ethic, he blew up and he is now a likely top 10 pick in this year's draft. In today's video, we're going to shed a spotlight on his story, go through his entire journey as a player, and how he ultimately saved his career at Florida State. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So you're probably wondering who the subject of today's video is, and it is none other than former Georgia and current Florida State defensive end, Jermaine Johnson. But going back in time, he was never supposed to be a top 10 pick. He wasn't even supposed to play D1 football. He grew up in the state of Minnesota, more specifically the Minneapolis suburb of Eden Prairie. He always had a love for the game and had the athletic traits to be a good player one day. In high school, he was 6'6" and 225 pounds, and he played both wide receiver and defensive end. It was not hard to see this guy's talents, but things would eventually get really tough for Jermaine. He said, quote, "When I was in high school, I knew I was one of the better kids at football, but it hurt me when I didn't get any offers." He had been a two-star recruit coming out of high school, and the flagship school of Minnesota shied away from him because of his grades. He was named an All-Metro selection, but instead of going to a Division I school, his journey took him to Independence Community College, which is located in Kansas. But he said all along this was his fault. He said, "I was forced to go to JUCO or not play anymore. I take full responsibility. I didn't handle what I was supposed to. It was just bad grades and making bad decisions. It landed me at Independence, and I'm fortunate enough to have turned things around." Johnson began his college career at Independence Community College, where he was featured on Netflix's popular show, Last Chance U. In 2017, he finished the year with 8 sacks and started to blow up on the national recruiting radar. It's exactly what his JUCO coach promised him. As he said, quote, "Coach Brown called me and said, if you come play here, you'll be the best player in the nation. You'll be able to choose anywhere you want to go." And that's what happened. I think it worked out great for me, and I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now. In 2 years at Independence, he racked up 96 tackles, 19 TFLs, 12.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles. He became a JUCO super recruit and was the #1 player in the JUCO world. He could choose anywhere he wanted to go, but where would that be? Eventually, he chose the Georgia Bulldogs over the likes of Texas, Oregon, Minnesota, and USC, and he fell in love with the program, the culture, and the coaching staff. With his commitment, Johnson actually made Georgia have the #1 class in the country that year. When he arrived in Athens, Kirby Smart labeled him as a superhuman type player, but his time was forgettable and extremely underwhelming. He ended up playing in only 21 games with them, starting 4, and would finish with 8 TFLs and 7.5 sacks in his entire career. As quickly as it started, it was over, as he now entered the transfer portal looking for a new home. He found one in Tallahassee. So why did he choose the Noles? Well, it was the culture and the man holding the clipboard. He said, quote, "That guy right there," pointing to head coach Mike Norvell, "he called me. Everything he said just made sense. He believed in me as a man, he believed in me as a player, and he believed in who I could be. I feel like we shared those same values. I couldn't wait to get there and give everything I had to him and that program. Every day I woke up happy and blessed that I was able to give him my all and give this program my all. It just feels like it's right, and it feels like it's made for me. I'm blessed to be in the position I am." He had tons of potential and would have a chance to start and was motivated, but would he save his career? Yes, he would in a huge way. He would rack up 12 sacks, was named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and got an invitation to the NFL Combine. He performed extremely well, and now many are wondering if he could go in the top 10. The biggest knock on him though as a player is that he was a one-year fluke. He had this to say about that: "Getting in front of people and actually explaining my journey and answering questions, it was pretty evident. I just needed to be in the right place, being played, and actually be able to be the Jermaine Johnson I know I am." As I already said, the only knock on his game was that he could be a one-year fluke, but this guy seems very motivated, he's worked really hard, and he played against some great competition, so honestly, I think he's going to do great, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do at the next level. In the most recent mock draft I saw, it had him going number 10 overall to the Jets, and he is a consensus first-round pick no matter what, and it is nuts how far he has come, and how he has saved his career. In life, a lot of us are always worried about the destination more than the journey, and when one thing doesn't go our way, we begin to panic, and we also sometimes buy into the outside noise. But if we do believe in ourselves, work hard, and trust the process, we are going to end up where we need to be, and that is exactly what Jermaine Johnson did, and he is a great inspirational story to us all and all football players. As I said, I'm really pumped to see what he's going to do, and I'm definitely going to be waiting to hear his name called on draft night. What do you guys think, though? If you're a Florida State fan, what do you think of Jermaine Johnson? Who is your favorite prospect in the 2022 NFL Draft? And what video should I do next? Be sure to let me know down below. Smash that like button if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all my other videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.